Not for the courage of the
Hey!
fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. All right.
There you go. We're on a vacation. We're gonna go to the Bermuda Triangle or the Devil's Triangle.
I just wish you used that picture of me that I sent earlier to put on Gilligan's head in the chat.
I want to know if Nicole is Ginger or Marianne on this excursion.
Yeah, what's Tabitha? I'm just curious also.
I think I'll be Mrs. Was it Howe? The rich woman's.
You want to be the rich woman?
I'll be
Okay.
the rich
Okay.
woman. Although
All right.
Marianne's always been my favorite.
Well, Brandon's the professor. He's pretty smart, so we'll make him.
Dang! Now I got to figure out if I don't know if I would be Marianne. Now I want to know.
That'll be the next Facebook quiz. Which member of Gilligan's Island are you?
Right.
Maybe if one of my mods is on right now, so that's Rick. Maybe if there's other mods in the chat, they can help me with a poll, and they can say which one you are.
Right.
And, yeah, maybe that.
Who am I?
So we have a special episode
I
tonight.
just expect you to call me little buddy for the rest of the evening.
Hello, little buddy.
You're ruining the joke I was going to.
Shame.
Thanks, little buddy. So we got a special episode tonight. We got a panel of guests, and these are all past guests that have been on my channel, and I'm very grateful that they came back. However, we're going on a trip, and we're not sure if we're going to make it to the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh boy.
I didn't sign up for that. I was told to be a guest here. I didn't be told that I might die. So
Well,
That's
we could go to.
it's not how I wanted to start my year, JT.
Well, I mean, it was a surprise vacation. I wanted to treat some lovely friends to one, so we're going there.
Right.
Are you ready?
Eggs are $9 a piece, so it can't be any worse.
True.
True.
Should we hold hands, everybody? Oh.
Yeah. And don't worry. Tom wanted to show up, but he was afraid of trees.
The tree touched me.
Can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know everyone's really excited about this trip. Myself, I've been really
I've been clenching my butthole in fear all week.
So hopefully we all make it out. But no, it wouldn't be a late night with Cap. If we are also covering a little bit of bad graphic design. There are some, maybe not Bigfoot, but something else that could be linked to the Devil's Triangle. And yeah. So before we get started, does anyone want to give a quick intro to who they are? And just in case no one knows who you are, I'll go with R2 first. And then, by the way, before you go, this is my 30th episode, and you're on like every 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm on too. I'm on every 10 episodes.
It's because JT can't find anybody else.
True. And I like to and I like to do this to him.
So irritating.
He literally hates that thing.
He's going to jump off the boat, JT. Watch it.
Yeah. I am JT's wonderful co-host over on After the Weekend, where you can watch us every Monday evening, usually. But we were on live yesterday night.
Yeah, we had fun. We
Star
talked
Wars
about Star Wars in the 90s. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you didn't check that out, you can. And then we got Brandon G from Geek Talk. How are you, man?
Pretty good yourself, guys. But guys, I cover pop culture basically, and I just play Fortnite. That's about it.
Yeah.
Lately.
What a brilliant life.
It
Oh,
is,
it's
isn't it?
The
Lovely.
dream.
And then we have Dreaming Tabitha, the one who started all the Bigfoot talk. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm great. I'm kind of cold, but otherwise really good. I'm also the one who hears teeth, and it's one of my gifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
You hear teeth?
I hear.
Oh, she's a Ravenclaw.
That's right. I'm a Ravenclaw. I figured in light of Hogwarts Legacy, I would come representing just in case. But I'm an artist on YouTube, and I just recently released actually some Harry Potter chibis on my Etsy shop. And I posted them on Twitter as well, just so people can get a sneak peek of them. But yeah, I love to create and do things. I'm also a co-host, a movie reviewer on Inside the Booth, and have lots of fun over there.
Yeah, Dan was on last week, and he had a great time. he almost he didn't like the Caps freak out too much. He almost lost it on screen.
If you guys haven't caught our last episode from this Tuesday, if you guys want to see an episode where I don't actually do most of the talking and Dan does, you guys are going to be totally surprised about our review of Wakanda Forever. I'm just saying it was a whole nother side that the internet has never seen of Dan.
Really?
I need to watch Wakanda Forever before I watch that.
Yes, I highly recommend that you do.
Yeah. I'm also
watched
It
a
is
little
on
bit of
Disney Plus now.
I am also afraid I'm going to shoot my TV out of disappointment after I watch Wakanda Forever.
And that's when you can watch our show.
Yes.
And yeah,
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it at the same time, and I can just.
there you go.
I'll watch it at JT's house so I can shoot his TV.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would probably do that. Yeah. And then we got lastly I'll say the best for last. Nicole, how are you?
Marianne.
Good. It's so good to be here. So good to be back. Long time no see. I feel like we were just like in, I don't know, Oregon, like looking for Bigfoots or something, or Harry's Henderson.
Oh
something.
yeah. We reviewed Harry and the Hendersons on After the Weekend. That was fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Has
So,
it ever been settled if it's Bigfoot or Big Feets when it's the plural form?
Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's
Bigfoots.
Bigfoot.
The
I think it's
Bigfoots.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoots. The Bigfoots. Yeah.
Right.
We might cite maybe Rick and I will start a band called the Bigfoots.
Big the foot.
That'd be
Big
good.
the Foot.
Mark out. Then you can come on to Used and Abused, and we'll,
Yeah.
music and
You,
everything.
you're doing stuff over there now because you're kind of on a break with Rogue
I'm
One.
not on a break. Things have just gotten reshuffled, and the remixes happened. I'm now officially a co-host with Used and Abused.
Did you
And
get
it's,
traded? Is that what happened? Does that happen?
no.
at Red
She was a
Flag?
wild
no,
card.
no
Do
trades,
do
no
me and JT
trades.
need to know about something with the.
Nope,
Okay.
no trades, no nothing. Just to change up. Some things just naturally happened, and it worked out. And
That's true. You used to
Nicole
be
was a
blonde
free
last time I
agent and
saw
she
you.
signed with the better contract, I think is what happened.
Wow.
Well, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that, but good times. It's good times. Things have worked out really well, and it was great to
That's
see
so
your guys'
diplomatically.
Star Wars podcast, because of course yesterday we were also part of Star Wars podcast day, and I'm still catching up on everybody's. But yeah, it was good to hang out because you guys kind of picked up where we left off, which is really cool. I was really excited for that. So.
Well,
Yeah, that was
really
all
old
fun.
movie says, I believe in the Bigfootin'.
There you go.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
It's Dutch.
You guys want to know something really sad that I didn't realize when we recorded about Harry and the Hendersons?
What?
I know
That
what
we
you're gonna
just
say.
found out this week about Melinda
Oh,
Dillon.
the mom?
passing away. I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
no.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
it when
It was like 2 days afterwards. It was so sad.
Was
Mhm.
she eaten by a Bigfoot?
No, she.
I
Just,
don't think so.
I think she died of old age.
Oh, she died.
Maybe.
Okay, I didn't know what you guys were talking about. So I was just
Yeah,
like,
it's
Too
she's-
soon.
she was the mom from Christmas Story. too.
Story. And
oh,
Harry and the
okay,
Hendersons. Yeah.
okay. I did
Melinda
not know
Dillon.
that.
Yeah.
Actually,
But
she
they-
passed away in January, and they really just kind of kept it quiet. And I'm
That's
like,
good.
Oh.
dude.
Sometimes
sucks.
I don't like that when they tell you too soon when someone passes away, like an artist, because sometimes you don't know if it's true or not, right?
Hmm.
Oh,
There's
I
been-
know.
there-
Oh yeah,
mm.
Dolly Parton's
Oh.
died about 7 times now.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that, Tabitha.
right. I know,
We
right?
can't do that one.
I'm just,
No.
I'm combating the atmosphere. Is what I'm doing. I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Mm.
No, it's all right. We've already
Good,
lost Betty White.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was more than enough. Yeah.
It's
Well,
good
you all
enough for
look-
the rest of the decade.
Well, now Tabitha has jinxed things. So
no. I'm using my
Mm.
superpowers to non-jinx things. Right. I'm
Well-
not afraid to boldly look into the wind and say it's not going to happen.
All right.
Soon.
Well, hopefully that's true and it doesn't happen soon. And she can live another few years.
Absolutely.
50 years. I mean, 40. Whatever. 20.
I don't know if you saw this, but not theme park, but Cannoli Sasquatch said, "Hello, beautiful people." Yeah,
Oh.
I think we got a good group here,
Mhm.
so we
Archie has
can.
a nice smile.
He does. He needs to smile more. Yeah. Maybe this will make it. No.
He's like barely see his eyes under his bill.
Okay,
I
here's
can't
the.
help but giggle because that's what I'm giggling at. What you're posting right now.
If a child refuses to sleep during a nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
It's a dad joke.
joke. Tom needs that.
That was Tom. Tom recorded that.
That was Tom. Sounds like Tom.
So, like I said, tonight we're going to cover a little bit the Bermuda Triangle, but there's other places to venture to, and I usually do a bad graphic design, and this is sort of bad graphic design, but it's not really what you think it is. Some artist actually did something where they took bad reviews of really majestic places, and then he made posters out of them, and I thought it was really great. So I did want to share this with you before we got started on our main topic and stuff, and just show you some of them because I thought they were pretty funny. So let's show those here. And so like the first one here, this is Olympic National Park, and it says no wow factor. So that was like literally a thing from like Yelp, I believe, was the review site. This one I thought funny because this is kind of by my house. This is Joshua Tree National Park, and this is the only thing to do here is walk around the desert.
Can confirm. I've seen plenty of those. Yeah, that's literally all it looks like.
This one is in no cell service and terrible Wi-Fi down in Isle Royale National Park.
I thought it said waifu. I totally misread that. I'm like, what the heck is
waifu?
waifu?
And then we have nothing specific to do at the Great Smoky Mountains. Anybody been there?
Can also confirm.
Oh, I love the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, you just stare. You just look and stare.
All I saw was a lake, mountains, and some trees.
Oh wow! Only
Right.
And that was the Grand Teton National Park. A very, very large hole. And this one's my favorite because this is in Grand Canyon in Arizona. And I've been there before, and I've actually said that before. So
It's beautiful in the fog, in the summer, and in the snow. So
yeah. Brandon, have you been there?
20 years. No, I've
never been
lived
there.
Here 20 years, never been.
Well, it's a very large hole. So.
But a beautiful hole.
It is. It is a very beautiful hole. And then we have Too Cold for Me. I don't know where it didn't show where that one was, but I'm guessing Alaska. Yeah,
probably.
The ugliest place I've ever seen. That's Death Valley.
Yeah.
And then we have very, very, very muddy. A lot of mud.
Is it Niagara Falls? What is that? It's not Niagara Falls.
I don't know where that is. Anybody in the chat may maybe know what that is. I don't know.
Is that the
and
waterfall that Arnold Schwarzenegger jumped off of in Predator?
Probably. This one I thought was funny too. Looks nothing like the license plate. This is in this is the Arches. I believe this is in Utah. Yeah. And then of course, okay, if you like cactus. This is by me as well, Saguaro National Park.
But not just cactus. They have birds. Did you see the little birds? So
they do have birds. So I thought that was clever. And we have a few artists here, so I figured.
Yeah,
I just imagine those are all written by some hipster with like a beanie and a scarf on and skinny jeans.
Probably, yeah, maybe.
And one who didn't do research before they left on their trip.
Yeah, because there's some of those places are pretty exciting.
I'm thinking it was like kind of like what R2 was saying, but maybe it's one of those students who was like they got the project, the assignment, and they were like, okay, how can I take some of the most wonderful, beautiful places on Earth and make it the most boring design possible? And I bet you that person got like an A++.
Yeah. So again, really all movies. I live close to Joshua Tree. I can confirm it is indeed a desert.
Yep.
A magnificent hole. Yep. Yep. And then Four Corners is nothing. Actually, the Four Corners where you go to see the Four Corners, it's not really in the Four Corners. Is actually a few miles away from where the Four Corners is. Yeah. Or so like everyone's like taking pictures, like where the Four Corners emblem is. You're literally 30 miles off where it actually is.
Taking
You're
it
not really.
off
yeah.
the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically taking a picture in a corner of Arizona, and that's about it. Hey, look, Ninja shows up. You're up
Howdy.
early. Wow, good to see you. All right, so we're gonna go and get started with like I said, the title of this stream is the Devil's Triangle.
Buckle up, everyone.
Oh yeah.
Now,
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
yeah, it could be. So hold on. Now, as anybody, before I get started, I'm sure everyone has heard of this magical place, right? Does anybody have any, right off the bat, any theories of what it could be? And I'll start with Nicole.
With me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what I know or what I remember in my lifetime. So everyone else has seen the never ending story, right? Right. So,
Mhm.
we always screw up. Oh my God, sand pits are going to kill us, yada, yada, yada. The other thing that I heard growing up, though, is if you went to the Bermuda Triangle, you weren't coming home.
Right.
You were at the Bermuda Triangle. There, people disappeared, places disappeared, things disappeared, boats disappeared. You just didn't go there. So it's kind of like the same. It's like things you've heard, but haven't seen, or it hasn't happened to you yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's you're kind of spot on. I'm gonna go with now Brandon. What is your thought on it?
Before I really dug into it, I thought it was more serious than it really came out to be. Just because, like, I saw an interesting. Well, I'll save that for later. But I thought it was more serious and more deadly, kind of like Nicole said. And it turns out, I don't know.
Okay, so you're gonna learn some things.
Yeah,
You're gonna learn something.
Came here to learn.
And Tabitha, since you came here, did you come here to learn, or are you the expert in this?
Yes.
Location?
No, I I came here because JT asked me to.
Oh.
No, but and also because I love the mysterious and unexplainable things of the world, and so I like, you've got your scientific theories that there's like, a cross section of the currents of the oceans that are, all this kind of stuff. But I personally just happen to believe that it's obvious that after Indiana Jones was filmed, this is where they decided to drop off the Ark of the Covenant so nobody could get to it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
There you
I
go.
like that one. Wow, that's a good one.
I
Now,
mean, it's obvious, guys. Come on.
that is pretty obvious.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Triangle, Illuminati. It's all there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that theory. Now R2 is our person who's going to debunk everything on this one. So, what do you think it is?
Do you really want me to give that answer?
Yes.
It's no different than any other section of the ocean.
Mm,
In terms of things that disappear.
the current thing's real. Like what Tabitha said, the current thing is real, and that's not.
There's just been, because it's so close to land compared to
What, the
other
rest
spots of the ocean, you hear about things more often, but
there's lots of water that's close to land.
Yeah. And not a lot
Did
of.
you know that every
a lot of
beach
things
is
happen
close to the water?
Yeah, I mean, I live close to.
But
I live close to a lake, and I don't disappear. Things don't just disappear.
I do like one thing Nicole mentioned, though. It is true. In our childhood, killer bees, quicksand, and the Bermuda Triangle were really built up as problems we were going to have as being adults. And start.
Wow.
Well, minus maybe killer bees. I mean, there are a few people who have to deal with killer bees. But,
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, some people in the chat say a kraken lives there. That's a good one.
Well, he's guarding the Ark of the Covenant, of course.
Yeah, a portal.
Huh?
Oh, that makes sense. Deborah makes sense. Portal. Yeah.
Right.
I guess I'm boring to Ninja.
Oh, disrespect.
Yeah. Wow. Well, he lives in Japan. They have a different triangle. It's like the dragon triangle or something. So
Release the Kraken.
great.
Cheers.
I think Atlantis is hiding the Ark of the Covenant, and that there's a Kraken that's guarding Atlantis. It just all makes sense.
Yeah. So it is labeled the Devil's Triangle is a mythical section of the Atlantic Ocean. So do you know where you all know where it is? It's between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, where dozens of ships and airplanes have disappeared, and they don't know how. Now, including some of the biggest ones are like the U.S. Navy pilots who flew over it, went missing. That was in a movie. That's in the Encounters of the Third Kind. They talked about that one. That was really famous. Other boats.
Isn't it Flight 19? Isn't that?
Yeah. We're gonna get into that really specific one, but there's been planes been disoriented flying over where they have never been found, or boats, or they seemingly vanish in good weather, even without distress messages. All kinds of theories that you just mentioned about what is going on here, and we're gonna hopefully dive into this and see. And to be honest, some cruise ships, if you go to any of those islands there, the Bahamas, the British Virgin Islands, the Turkish, and even if you go to Cuba, you might go through these through a section of this triangle. So beware if you go on a cruise ship in Florida.
And make sure you bring along your boombox, cranking out some like Beach Boys music. Just saying.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah,
maybe it won't take you. Maybe because you're loving on it. Maybe it'll be like, oh, you're okay. You can come.
Yeah, and maybe if you have some good.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think that's great. So now, do you know where it all started? The legend of this triangle?
Columbus and his compasses.
Yeah.
No idea.
Now that I do know, yes.
So
I
in
was gonna
theory,
say Bermuda.
Well, it wasn't Bermuda before anybody found it. It was just an island. You know that, right?
No, it's always been Bermuda. It's in the Book of Genesis.
Okay. So the legend of this triangle.
God made it on the 8th day.
Right, exactly.
Referred to as like I said, so it's about, like I said, Christopher Columbus, like Brandon said, he sailed through this area in his first voyage to the New World, and he saw like this great flame of fire in the sky where it hit the water. Some say it could have been a meteorite, it could have been a meteor, it could have been something like that fell into an atmosphere of Earth. And then he saw a strange light appearing from where it's hit. And a few weeks later, he's also wrote about how his compass readings went all crazy there. He couldn't find north. And then everything couldn't line up. And that happens to people today. Their compasses still don't work. So he's the first one to really report on this triangle. Whether or not you believe him or not, do you think a meteorite could be the reason why there's some issues there?
Could have been St. Elmo's fire or even ball lightning.
As an artist with no big background in science, I say, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely possible.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, there's so many unexplained things in the world going on every day that why not,
Yeah, and back then they didn't really know how to explain certain things, especially if you have never seen it before, like him.
Yeah.
So maybe
nothing to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it would be kind of interesting to see that in the ocean too. If you never saw if there was some fire or something came out of the sky, it'd be pretty. You would, all kinds of things would go through your mind on what it was, unless you knew about those type of things back in the day. So.
I don't know if he's a trustworthy man, though. I mean, if you look at it, the map is backwards, so he doesn't even. No wonder he didn't get to where he was planning to.
Well, it's backwards because it's flipped. I flipped it. That's my fault. Thanks.
You didn't want to get a trademark.
Talk about bad graphic design.
Yeah.
Got our world backwards.
Wow.
Didn't think I'd notice?
If you didn't notice,
sailing the wrong way because he was going against what was there.
Yeah, maybe he was. Yeah, maybe he was going the wrong way. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome. Glad I could help.
Okay, so that's one theory. Like that's where it all started. Now, did you know William Shakespeare played he wrote a play called The Tempest in which he describes some real life shipwreck in this area. And so that's one of the first references before Columbus where they kind of talked about this area and maybe like the shipwrecks that happened there. Have you heard of this, seen this play, or watched this play, or seen it?
Well, I know about William Shakespeare,
Mhm.
but I didn't realize that he was talking about this.
Yeah, I've heard of the Tempest, but I've never read it, so I didn't know what it was about. I honestly had no idea that the Bermuda Triangle, the legend of it, extended so far back into history. I honestly thought that when I say I thought it was like a modern era kind of legend, and when I say that I mean like 1920s, you
Mhm.
know, something like that. I didn't realize that this extends further back in history.
Yeah, you're not completely wrong about that, and I'll explain that. There's a guy who actually coined the phrase Bermuda Triangle, but yeah, there were events happening already. They just weren't really reported as much, or they were only talked about down there, where because people didn't have the needs of communication as we do today.
Mhm.
So if a ship went wrecked or whatever, the only people really knew about it was the people that were involved with that ship, or the people around the islands. And they didn't really know it was a triangle. They just know things mysteriously went.
It's really a
missing.
trapezoid or a parallelogram.
yeah, maybe it's maybe it's a hexagon. So this is one of the first, as you see a picture here, that in 1918, this is called the USS Cyclops. And this was one of the first big ships and like well-known ships to go missing. I mean, it was a little close to 600-foot long Navy cargo ship with over 300 men and 10,000 tons of magnesium ore on board. Sank somewhere between Barbados and the Chesapeake Bay. The Cyclops never sent a SOS distress call, despite being equipped to do so. They searched for this, found no wreckage. Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship, said Woodrow Wilson. And in 1941, two of the Cyclops sister ships similarly vanished without trace on the same route. So 3 ships like this size went missing in this triangle.
1880. Or
Isn't that crazy?
1918. Yeah, I was
1918.
Sister ships is nuts.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I was going to
3 of
say, for all you know, there could have been like a barrel of salt next to that magnesium and spilled and got wet and just incinerated the entire ship.
So
Yeah, maybe.
when I was doing some research for tonight, because I just did a little bit, not much, it was interesting because the thing about this particular ship with Cyclops is it was one of the first ones to actually have a radio in it. So the fact that it didn't, either they didn't know how to use it, or who knows, maybe you should watch Wakanda Forever and we can talk about more about what could have happened to the ship, because it's possible that people under the sea just took it, or
That's right.
the Kraken could have taken it, because
Right.
that was something I had read, is that people said, oh, well, the Kraken took it, or the octopus took it, people under the sea took it,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
of course they don't know.
It is very strange that there was 3 of the same ship went missing, like its design and everything.
Sounds to me like just a sad case of men refusing to ask for directions once again.
Possibly, but this was also loaded down with a bunch of coal and stuff. So there are things there that were happening that had not happened before.
Right.
True.
Because this is like getting ready for World War One, I think. If I did my research.
Right after, a little bit, right in the middle there. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
correct.
So maybe there's a flaw in the ship and they hit something, or like R2 said, maybe someone.
I think
spilled
what the
some salt.
craziest thing though is the fact that they haven't even recovered anything. Like,
Well,
how is
Maybe
that
it didn't
possible?
sink.
I was going to say, though, like magnesium and
See?
salt mixed
Yes,
with water,
thank you,
though,
Ninja. He gets
like
it.
it will like literally like incinerate stuff. So
Even the
I-
ship entirely? Like
I mean, depending on what it did,
Steel ship?
yeah.
A
I mean, it
600-foot steel ship?
gets that hot. If they have 10,000 tons of something like that, that's a lot.
Is that what they were carrying? Did I miss it on? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
10,000
I gotcha,
tons
I
of
gotcha.
magnesium. So that's why I was saying, like,
Yeah.
who knows how it was stored? Who knows what happened to it? There could have been some additional things there.
Probably just in
did it-
potato sacks. They didn't have like chemical.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Well, I mean, the ocean.
Shit, the magnesium got wet.
Well,
Did it say that all three of them were carrying magnesium ore?
They were just cargo ships. We don't know what the other. I don't know what the
Let's-
other two carried, but they were the same size. They were on the same route, and they all went missing.
that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result.
Well, it's not exactly the same time. I mean, this one went missing in 1918. The other ones went missing in 1941.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Plus, people
At
aren't
least
that
almost
smart back
20
then.
years. And at that time there were German U-boats supposedly off the coast of the eastern shore sea line.
Always a big possibility, yeah.
So maybe, I mean, if you watched my True Story of Jaws, people thought the Germans were sending over wild sharks to attack us. So maybe
It's
that's what
possible.
happened.
I'm sure
You
it
can-
happened.
You can rewatch that section of my stream if you want in the channel. Just not now, later. And again, thank you everyone for showing up. There's 13 people watching. That's awesome.
Nice.
Hopefully, we do have a good show for you the rest of the show. And if you like what you see, or if you're new, please subscribe. That'd be.
I feel like
awesome.
that's a very fitting number for our topic tonight.
Yeah.
What
13
13.
viewers while we talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
it is, isn't it? Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
now we got
dun.
14. It's
It's ruined. It's over.
I
Might
know.
as well just
Get
go home. Yeah, right. Kick somebody out.
All right.
So before we continue on, I just want to share one more thing because it's on top of shipwrecks. Now you can, in the Triangle area on a vacation, one of your things you can do is actually go look for shipwrecks that went down. That some of them they have found in this area. So maybe you can go find one of these ships and see if maybe
That'd be
R2's
cool.
theory is correct. So like this is on the go to Bermuda.com. So if you're looking to things to do there, you can definitely check it out. So like you can, I mean, they have shipwrecks literally off the side of like this one here, like right off the island that you can swim around, check out. I mean, there's, if you see here, like there's been ships like 1609 of ships just crashing here. That's why I was saying there's so many weird things have happened in this area of the world that people just can't explain. So here's a picture of a lady kind of swimming. That one, I don't know what kind of ship that is, but you can definitely.
It's a pod racer. Very
It does look like
clearly
a pod
It
racer.
does look like
You are right. Yeah. And then there's all kinds of here's some other ships that you can see: the King George, Hermes. You can go snorkeling down here like this. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, you can definitely.
I suppose if you're not superstitious,
Yeah, I
would be
wouldn't do it.
fun.
I'm just a little stitious.
Little stitious, right? Not
Little
super, just
stitious?
a little.
So I'll if you're like a scuba diver or anything like that, it might be a cool thing to check out
Mhm.
and see if you can find these ships. Have never done it in my life. I've never scuba dived. I can barely snorkel. I hate snorkeling. Fun fact. Has anyone else here done that?
No, I've always wanted to. My dad has done
Twice.
it, but I've never gotten the opportunity.
Okay.
I'm like,
Fun
maybe
fact,
he should.
I am terrified of extreme heights in the ocean.
Really?
I am too. What is it called? Thalassophobia. Yeah, fear of the ocean.
So you would never do a cruise?
No, I do like a cruise, but like
go in
I,
there.
I would have like a panic attack if I fell off the boat into the ocean. I'm not
Yes,
gonna lie.
R2. I would too. Absolutely.
You might find DiCaprio down there clinging to the side of some broken plank of wood. Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
have made it. Yeah.
Poor sap. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks to the prop department. Way to go.
Hey, look at this. Broba's done it. Been years, but I've done scuba diving. Well, if you want to pick it back up, Broba, there you go. You can check
And
those spots out.
go video record that and let us know how it is.
Okay, look at this. My mom has a good theory. Maybe there's a drain that pulls it down like a pool drain.
Mhm.
Cyclone, reverse cyclone.
He's probably
Big
thinking he was going to get sucked into his bathtub. Like, just go.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that theory about like I don't remember what kind of stuff, some sort of deposit that can like a bubbler, like a big bubble of something can burst and it causes like I forgot what it was called, but it causes like a huge amount of bubbles in the ocean. And it's like scientifically fact that it like can cause crafts to like get pulled down because of the bubbles.
Oh,
I'll have to find it. It was nuts.
mean
Like
the
that's one
ocean
of the theories
farted?
with basically something like that. It farted. It created this huge like bubble path and just pulled the shit.
Like Like that sound. Okay, all right.
I'll look it up.
Look, here we go. At 42 meters, I'm gonna butcher this. A
mummy.
mama.
A mummy.
A mummy hole. Beautiful place to scuba dive in Japan. Well, thanks, Jinja. That's awesome. Now, not just shipwrecks, like I mentioned. There's also planes that have gone missing in the air. So it's not just in the water. So this thing has some height to it as far as how these things go missing. This is the fighter pilot, the Fighter 19 crew that we talked about earlier that just vanished in 1945. There were 5 Navy bombers carrying 14 men. Took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, airfield in order to contact. They were doing bombing runs over some nearby locations, but they had their compasses malfunction and they just went missing. They either ran out of fuel or forced the ditch to sea. That same day, a rescue plan and its 13-man crew also disappeared after a massive week-long search. No evidence. And this is the one they talk about in Close Encounters, where they said aliens picked them up, and then they bring them back, in the early 80s, late 70s. Which that could be a theory, right? Like maybe there's some UFO activity around there, zapping people up. Yeah.
The real Area 51.
Fair, yeah, right. The other one's just cover up, just to cover for the other thing.
Exactly.
Right. And recently in 2018, there was a plane, a passenger plane, Air France, that flew through this area of the triangle. It didn't crash, it didn't go missing, but they had similar issues with their mechanics where they had to go kind of manually and fly and try to figure out where to go. And then luckily they made it safely, everybody was fine, but a passenger plane pretty recently almost disappeared.
JT, the French can't even make military rifles that work right. What makes you think that they can make a plane work properly?
I was gonna say, having been on Air France before, do not recommend. So I'm not surprised.
Okay. I have never, so it's good to know. Good to know. Yep. So what do you think about like an alien theory though? Like, is that something like a UFO coming in and messing with people?
I'm more likely to believe Atlantis is at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
I think the military gave them all LSD to see what would happen, and they died.
And they crashed. Okay.
Well, and they probably flew in the entirely different direction.
Now, your theory about like the compass not working, that could be a real life thing. Like maybe their compass didn't work or their visibility was low and they were just flying around trying to find something to go to, right? And they just ran out of gas and then crashed in the water and they couldn't survive the current
but isn't it having to do with the Earth magnets? And I don't know all the scientific terms, but there are some places where it can throw your I don't know the right words, but your mechanics, your machinery, it can readjust it, reconfigure it where it's not working properly, like what they were saying with Columbus. I would no doubt that could happen with an aircraft as well. And so they may have all hit each other. I'm not trying to make it sound funny, but like literally they could have gotten lost in the clouds and ended up hitting each other.
Yeah, that could be a theory. And maybe because you ever held two magnets together and they're really strong as closer you get and you're trying to like not put them together, they still want to be together. Maybe there's a force field so when you fly through like a plane that just does something with you, drops you or makes you kind of go crazy.
The only thing is like I understand that the ocean has things that we don't understand about it, but like there's no mountains, there's no anything there. I mean the whatever it is, it's like that it would reach so far above the land and above water. It's like what in the world?
Yeah, like what about like rogue waves? Like how low are they flying during like a bombing run?
Right.
Like, there you go.
You said the current earlier, like those could cause like the hot and the cold could cause serious rogue waves too. I could take them right out of the sky.
Yeah, it could. Or your theory about the bubble bursting.
It's
maybe
a methane
it
bubble. It's a methane bubble is what they call it. Look up the methane theory with this. That was the closest thing I could see that actually kind of debunked the whole ships just vanishing.
That truly is the Earth farting then.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a big water spout, like
where geyser.
Like a geyser coming up and hitting them.
Yeah,
how high up are they too? Because depending on their height, they need to have oxygen. They need to wear a mask, and even then, there could have been something faulty in the mix. That will
Right.
disorient you.
Early technology. By the way, the
Good.
highest recorded wave is 86 feet. So I don't know that
Wow.
that would. I mean, it's pretty tall, but
Yeah. Well,
Didn't the
there
guy
is
just
one.
surf like a 115-foot wave this week, like a German surfer?
Maybe.
Did
I
that
don't
just
know.
happen? I thought I saw something on that.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Brandon
Yeah, I
did have
thought
a
so.
question for all of us, though. I think we overlooked it. He asked us about if we believe in aliens.
I
Yeah,
gave
because
my answer.
I feel like we're all kind of debunking it and just kind of looking at
If
people from another
you
side,
can't,
like
you cannot believe in aliens if you don't like Star Wars. So if you like Star Wars, you have to believe in aliens.
Is that the rule?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
is
it's like
that a rule?
you believe in aliens.
Is that an unwritten
Documentary.
rule?
It's a documentary.
I believe in puppetry.
Well, do you
And-
believe in this is another theory of what's happening to people out there. Do you believe in Luska?
Huh?
oh no. See, this is where it gets ridiculous, like Atlantis and all that stuff.
So this is a sea monster.
No, I do
So-
not believe in the octoshark.
So this is the
Oh.
octoshark. No,
No.
it could have tentacles that comes way up and grabs the planes and brings them down. No? I mean, if you believe in Bigfoot and aliens, you got to believe in this. No?
I am American. I don't have to believe in anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's been reported seen in this area in the Bahamas, you know.
And
I'm
so
with
is the
Tabitha.
Megalodon
That
in
sounds like
Mariana's
some
Trench.
kind of commie idea there, JT.
I mean, it's really long. I mean, 200 feet. That would take that boat out. I mean,
Yeah, but these are probably coming from the same people who thought that manatees were beautiful women. I'm just saying.
What?
you don't think
That's
you don't think this exists? This right here?
God knows, I hope not. Because if it does, I think I just want to die tomorrow.
I think Tabitha will not be going in the ocean anytime soon. If that is
That
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's not so much the fear of the ocean; it's more of a fear of what could be in the ocean.
We don't know a lot about the ocean. It's one of the places
well,
we
they
don't know
discovered, like,
about.
I think that was
7%
what
of
was
it
so
or something like that?
horrifying about that Godzilla movie with was it the Rise of the Monsters or whatever, where they had all these ginormous creatures that were just living in the depths of different parts of the earth, and it's like, no.
Yeah, this right
Or
here.
like
the-
Pacific Rim.
yeah,
Wasn't it Mariana's Trench or something like that? So they're the Godzilla.
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
um,
we don't know what's down there. you
We
know.
They also
don't.
think megalodons are still down in the Mariana Trench.
right. Well,
That could be. Yeah. That
So
could
how many
be.
days at sea do you have to be where you look at a sea cow and go, that looks good?
right. This
Well,
is what I'm
I
saying.
mean, you could have a few drinks and be.
Who's your big stud?
That's me, honey.
Take me to bed or lose.
take me bad or lose me.
No.
I mean, sun will do crazy things to a person. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we know more about the
Sunburn.
surface of other planets than the floor of our own ocean. See, he's right. You really don't know. I mean, Ninja says it's completely reasonable.
Better strap on that wetsuit, Broba, and find out for us.
Websuit?
yeah,
Wetsuit.
he's really Spider-Man. Yeah.
Well, Jinja answered your question. 2.5 days.
Oh my goodness.
That's how long it takes for Ginja Ninja.
Yeah. So, Tabitha, you asked earlier about who coined the phrase or when did they start calling it the Bermuda Triangle. Well, it was actually kind of talked about right after that first ship, the Cyclops, went missing. A person actually wrote a book about it. This is Charles Burtz, and he went over all the incredible disappearances of some of the earlier shipwrecks or the ones that happened recently when he wrote this magazine in 1964. Him and this guy named Vincent did an article together. But yeah, you can see that more people started theorizing about this, and they started calling it the Devil's Triangle. They started calling it the Bermuda Triangle because they were all missing in a certain area of the ocean. So,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
so if you do want to find out, here's another, and this is like one of the paranormal writers out there that people go to look for things. So if you wanted to check out a book, you could see this.
It would probably be a really interesting read. I mean,
It
I
would,
think
right?
It would be
I think-
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I found this book in a bookstore or a Goodwill or something, I would definitely pick it up.
I'm looking at the end of the page and kind of to what Brandon was saying, but like there's this water, like what we all have been saying, that magnetic anomalies, water spouts, huge eruptions of methane gas from the ocean floor. Yeah, I mean, so I think it's really cool when you have a story or a myth, a legend like this, that you have what makes it so fun, as in with Bigfoot and all the other legends that we have on this earth, is that you have a lot of scientific possibilities. And then because they're not totally explained, you get the fantasy element of it all. So it just leaves you with that air of mystery and, if you will, this contention among the brains, the believers and the non-believers, the scientists and the dreamers. And I think that's what's so fun about stuff like this.
Yeah, it's cool. There's other books like they wrote or magazines about water spouts. Like we talked, Brandon, you talked about the bubbles bursting, huge eruptions of methane gas. So they were one of the few people that, theorized about a lot of this going on. So pretty cool. I don't think this is a book that R2 would read, though.
Why wouldn't I read it?
Because you would debunk it all and you probably wouldn't have a good time.
You never know.
No. I still find it interesting.
He's like, it's a great
Plus-
piece of fiction.
Plus things though, like saying like, is it methane gas that comes up? Things like that. I mean, that's a more logical answer than being like, it's aliens.
Aliens. Yeah.
It could be. You never know.
Maybe it's Alf. Maybe Alf,
Alf.
from coming with the spaceship, instead of going to America, he just went out into let's go to the beaches, man. Let's mess with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe the aliens turn on the water spout.
Oh yeah, see?
Mhm. Yeah.
Who says aliens live in space and not the ocean? Nobody knows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one knows.
Nobody
Like, there's
knows.
just so many things that we don't know about the ocean. So,
The
in all
scientists
probability,
never lied
But if
to
they're
us.
in our ocean, they're not an alien then.
Well, maybe that's just we've coined them
Aliens.
aliens. Maybe that's what we call them.
yeah. I mean, we call people who hop borders. So why don't
I
we?
was not sure where you're going with that.
Wait, did you say hump or hop?
I'm corrected myself. You okay? In all probability, there's probably no single theory, like we all said, right? There's all kinds of stuff going on. You are too the skeptic here, could find all kinds of common causes for the disappearances. But I found this interesting here, where it says you trying to find a common cause would be like trying to find a common cause in every automobile accident in Arizona, which would be impossible. Some people say,
has anybody ever tried?
I mean, maybe me and Brandon can do that and report back to you.
There you go. Get on it, guys.
So like people say storms, reefs, Gulf streams, those are some natural things. You've got now the Coast Guard does say it's pretty hazardous place. Like there's like a lot of like those reefs and things. So it's not a very safe place to go if you don't know what you're doing.
Sounds like Walmart.
I will say there seems to be a lot of like football players that get lost at sea from Miami.
Really?
Football players and baseball players, yes.
Huh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I've heard that. I mean, you're risking it to go to any of the islands in this area, I would say. So, did we lose Nicole?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Just dealing with
Aliens
the cat.
got her. Oh.
No, cat.
Maybe it's cat.
Cat.
Maybe it's cats. Maybe
Yeah,
cats.
I'm just glad it's not one of
that's
those
quite
humping
possible.
aliens from Arizona.
What if you guys just hear me out? What if it's a whole big Dungeons and Dragons thing? Think
Yeah.
about it.
Wow.
Under the sea,
Like somebody
man.
needed to roll a 20 and they rolled a 2.
Exactly.
Every theory is possible.
So here's some more facts. Do you like my map? My nice
America, yeah.
Evil.
Like
Evil.
America. I think it's missing an A. and some proper
Exactly.
Hey, I can see
Grammar.
Tom's house from that map.
I don't live in America. I live in America. Yeah, that's right.
Same.
Hey, come on.
That doesn't validate your point because he's Captain America, not Captain America. Like, Captain America didn't come from like Alabama or whatever. So,
But my cousin. It's my cousin.
Oh.
It's okay.
Captain America. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some more facts about the triangle. It's massive, like 440,000 to like almost 1.5 million square miles of ocean.
Wow.
We've already mentioned this already. It doesn't recognize north. There is this is crazy. This is one of the shipwrecks that's pretty wild. A high-tech nuclear powered submarine named the Scorpion. That actually also went missing because it came from the Mediterranean and it like went this way and it went missing. There's been the methane gas theory that we've already talked about. Now there is a U.S. Atlantic Undersea Testing Evaluation Center there, so maybe they're doing some crazy stuff like Stranger Things. Maybe.
See, why would they be testing if nothing's going on there? Like nothing weird, you know?
I don't know.
Depends on
Well,
what they're testing.
You think they're just like natural phenomenons, just kind of thing, or
Maybe. Why would they be there?
Because it said, like, what are they evaluating? It just says Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center. The effects of, marijuana for the manatees. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And like I said earlier, to this day, an average of 4 aircraft, 20 ships, and yachts go down in the region between San Juan, Miami, and Bermuda every year. So you're taking some risk when you go out here. And then, like I said this earlier, eventually every cruise ship that sails from the East Coast of the United States goes through here. So
It probably depends on how far into the triangle that you go, where the danger zone would be. I would assume
I would assume probably in the middle, right?
thereabouts.
bigger.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's
Because
just,
and there's a lot of people that hang out in Miami, like around the beach area, so they're not going missing.
You
So
go
it's
back
probably
to your graphic again, though. I have one question.
sure.
So it says an average of 4 aircraft and 20 ships, yachts go down in the region every year. But compared to other regions, how many aircraft and ships go missing in those places too?
This was the fact that kind of not debunked it for me, but kind of got me thinking was it's not even in the top 10 dangerous parts of the ocean. And this thing's like globally, like everybody knows it around the world as this dangerous area, but it's not even top 10. So like to your question, in other dangerous areas, how many ships and stuff?
Yeah,
actually
what
do
are the
go missing?
averages for other kind of?
Yeah.
well, you know what they say: if you're not first, you're last. So the Bermuda Triangle was the first to be known for its evil debauchery. So that just makes it
It's the
automatically
OG.
the
I
number.
think it was just because of
Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe because of like the other places, they know what happened. Some of these they don't know. They have no idea. They have no black box. They have no radio calls. Maybe some of the other places they do know what happened, and that's why they're on it so mysterious.
You know what they should do is make an airplane out of the black box material and fly it just constantly around.
Modern problems require modern solutions. I like
Good.
it. He just put him out. He gave us something really reasonable to think about, and he's like, "Get him out."
No, that was good. No, you're truly right. Like, why would they not make the whole plane? Because it's not cheap, man.
And probably not
costs-
aerodynamic, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably really
Wouldn't the
heavy.
magnetic fields like make it crash if it was
Right.
just
Yeah.
operating off electronics? So I guess everything really does.
I don't know. But that would be interesting if they did make it and see if the plane did survive all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost gonna wrap it up here. We're coming up on the hour.
I know they could send a balloon.
Oh yeah, like the one that tried to go through this country, and finally they finally, hello,
It
why
did
didn't
go
it down
through,
on
didn't
day
it?
one. It should have went on day one.
Yeah.
The minute it came into airspace, it should have been like, pop, and send it to the Bermuda Triangle and see what happens.
Yeah, all,
Yeah,
all
they
the people that hated the movie Red Dawn because like that could never happen.
It just
So-
did.
I'm just saying.
So, out of all the okay, if you were to pick one theory that you think it would be, what would it be? I'm gonna go ahead and pick Brandon first.
Like logically, I want to say the methane thing, just because just the video I watched kind of like was crazy. But if I'm looking at it optimistically, aliens or something. I don't know, man. I don't.
Okay,
Maybe not.
Aliens.
Optimistically, yeah, maybe.
aliens. Nicole.
Oh, well, totally something from under the sea. You know, the Kraken, or as Tabitha was saying, could be Atlantis. It could be
Melusa.
Ariel and her friends. You never know.
Yeah,
You
the
don't
shark
know.
puss.
Well,
Namor.
mine's that one shark thing, but you know, everything else is possible. It's possible.
Yeah, it could be there.
Could be.
R2.
You know, I'm gonna say it's the sea cows because nobody ever suspects the sea cows.
Nobody ever suspects.
They do have methane. Cows have a lot of methane, so maybe that's it.
I mean, if they can fool men into thinking they're beautiful women,
Hey, sailor.
right?
Tabitha.
Okay, if I would go, you know, again, I don't have any scientific background. I haven't done a lot of research on this. Namor, that's right. I would say for me, the logical conclusion that the perceivable, the plausible, whatever word you want to use, is that I would say it has to do something with current and magnetics, you know, the Earth's magnetic system and everything, and no stepping on toes or anything like that. But I mean, as far as what you might accept that as what climate change is, the Earth has been in a constant state of change when it comes to the climate. So whatever happened back then, you know, about 100 or so years ago, and even further, the Earth is ever shifting and changing in different ways. And of course, the way we have affected the planet can affect different things that go on in the ocean and the currents and tides and things like that. So I would say from a logical standpoint, I think it's some kind of Earth's natural something that is just causing this to happen. But from a wonderful person, I would love to believe that it's just happening because God said, I just want to give them something to think about.
Yeah, I think it'd be
There you
cool. Yeah.
Let's give 'em
That's a good idea. I like that one. I'm more of the could be the I like the methane gas theory, like the spouts, or like maybe there are some type of reverse cyclones just with the currents of depending on the time of the year, right? That they're getting too strong for some of these ships. Now we'll go back to the Cyclops. R2 may have a theory on that one. So maybe the ship did get sunk by some of these, and when it went underwater, it caused like some type of explosion, and that's why you can't find it. And maybe there's some deep trenches down there, and some of the ocean's trenches are so deep we cannot even go down.
Right.
And that's probably where it went.
Yeah,
I mean, we have to send like a robot just to see the Titanic. So, and that's not really that deep. There's shipwrecks out there in the world that are far deeper, that they can't even get to. So who knows? Well, the big question of the night, I think, is: did we make our trip?
Did we make the 3-hour tour? I don't know. We're only 1 hour in.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was told there'd be snacks, but
Well, according to this live footage from our trip, we did not make it.
Too bad.
look, Nicole's going first.
Dang. It's the height, you know? Probably the shortest of the bunch.
Why are they
damn
throwing
cracker.
life? Oh, okay, for the people to grab onto. I mean, like, what, are they trying to save the boat? Like, it's
Put this on while you're about to be crushed.
I don't know why they're continuing to hold onto the boat. That's so dangerous.
Now they
So
can fill that boat full of ping pong balls and raise it back.
quick,
on the top.
quick, get the emergency ping pong supply.
They proved that on MythBusters.
So we didn't make it, guys. We didn't make it, everyone. Sorry.
Well, it was
We're
nice-
lost at
nice
sea.
knowing everybody.
Yeah.
Where exactly are we? I might be okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, if we made it out of the ocean, we'll probably go to some island. Like
Okay.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'll meet you guys there.
Hopefully not that one guy's island.
We'll
Which
keep
guy?
nice and warm.
Dr. Monroe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
Life jackets aren't for boats.
Exactly, Tyler. Right.
They're for people. Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you, Tyler. Good to see you. He's hanging out on your channel now, Tabitha.
Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were looking at.
Yeah, I paused. That's my fault.
And since we have 3 other panelists, alongside it, it's like he could be talking to
know.
any one of us.
This is a live show, folks. It happens. So yeah, so like I'm happy that you all joined us during this discussion. I thought this was great.
Yeah.
Hopefully you go out and do some more research on this topic. There are some movies out there about this that maybe you can watch and review on some of the movie review channels. That might be kind of cool. So to wrap it up, I'm gonna go to Brandon. Are you doing anything special this week or anything coming up?
Just reviewing The Last of Us, probably gaming, watching the Super Bowl, and that's it.
That's one theory no one talked about: zombies.
I thought he was going to say The
Zombies,
Last of
did I-
Us. And I'm like,
Everyone's watching The Last of Us and just diving into the ocean and never coming back. Is that what you're saying? Hopefully Dolly Parton never flies over or sails to.
it's true. She's a smart woman. I don't think she would do that.
Yeah.
Would you stop clicking on it, my co-host of R2? Jeez.
Former co-host.
Oh, look who comes in late all the time. This is my Whitey, by the way.
Oh, okay. For the children. Okay.
Yeah, every time he comes in, we're ending. So
Yeah. Everybody.
Nicole, what are you all doing over at Use and Abused?
Well, before I get to Tuesday, on Saturday, I'm actually going to be on Scariff After Dark for a ladies' nights, Galentine's event. So I'm very excited for that. It's always fun over, when Stark after Scariff, you never knew what was going to happen over there. And then Tuesday, we are actually going to be looking into romantic couples in film and our favorites and things. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Fun times.
Who's your favorite couple on film?
I guess you're gonna have to show up and find out.
Good answer, Nicole. That's how you do it.
She can't think of any right now.
Oh, I've got plenty and a whole book full, so we're good.
Wow.
Still
Wow,
better
whole
than
book full.
Twilight, or
And of course, this probably does not include, of course, Star Wars couples. But yeah,
Oh, wow, that's a cool book.
and it's all about Hollywood. It's all
Wow.
about Hollywood.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah.
the black and white ones. That's back in the original days with vintage and stuff.
The
So,
golden era.
the
yeah.
golden era.
Tabitha, what are you all doing inside the booth?
So we are going to have a show on Sunday. What is it? Super Bowl Sunday, isn't it?
Yes.
And we're going to be discussing the top 12 Super Bowl commercials.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Oh my gosh. I've got favorites.
Oh yeah, I have
Oh.
favorites too, and then some of them I'd
Oh.
never even seen before. So we
Really?
discussed.
I like the
them.
bullfrog. I like the frogs from Budweiser.
Oh, Bud.
Right. Well, you'll be surprised. So we went and searched what the internet told us were the top 12 best.
I like the Darth Vader kid.
So
Oh, that's a good one.
I have to come over and see if any of those are on there.
Betty
yeah,
White better make that top 10.
Okay.
Betty White with Snickers.
That's
Better
my,
be there.
I just say that is my all-time favorite, but I'll
My
let you know.
favorite
But
too.
we'll have to let you know if it made the top 12 or not. You'd be surprised what did and did not.
What
make
time
top
is
12.
your podcast dropping?
It's going to be at 9. We always go live at 9 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and on Sundays. And next Tuesday, we are also having a girls' night. Woo, woo, and going to have an
Whoa.
awesome panel over there, girls' night. It's going to make 1 year since we started doing girls' night on Inside the Booth. And we're going to be discussing the knights and shining armor of Hollywood. Who makes the
Wow.
list?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to definitely check out that replay.
Maria's
and
going to be
shiny.
on, so Maria's going to be over there. So it's always fun when Maria's around, and I'm going to have some other people on as well.
Very
and
cool.
that's super cool. And then on my own personal channel, I plan to go live tomorrow night to continue sketching in my new journal and having the chat help me sketch and create. So
Awesome. I like that. That sounds cool.
yeah,
Rick, what are we doing on after the weekend?
Is it the A team?
Yeah, we're
I like how
Is
you
that
had to
finally
ask.
happening? I can't remember.
You're finally happening. You were sick. We're gonna review the A-Team TV show. We
Ooh.
were supposed to review that a couple weeks ago, but someone got sick.
I got the
And
coof.
Oh my God, sick.
yeah. So we're gonna
Banging
review the first 4 episodes because the first 2 episodes are a 2-parter, and then since we took forever to do it, we're gonna do the other 2. 'Cause they
Bonus
do-
episode.
Bonus
We were just going
episode.
to do 3, but now you get 4.
Yeah, now you get 4. So show up for that on Monday. That should be fun. Talk about was it Mr. T and his jewelry.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he's in the
Yeah.
triangle and he's just messing everybody's stuff up with his
Possible.
jewelry.
Oh, you know what? We forgot to mention Moana.
Oh,
How did we not forget? We forgot that.
it's
like-
Tafiti.
Yeah, exactly. It could
She's
be
just
a
out there raging.
possibility.
Yeah, that's like on.
That's a
Pacific,
Polynesian.
right? Yeah.
You never know. Look, they get around. They go wherever they want to.
Yeah, maybe.
If there's a will, there's a way.
It's Tafiti farting. That's what's going on.
On the other side of the planet, and it just travels to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give you all a round of applause for showing up tonight. It's been really great, and you're always welcome back. And everyone else who watched tonight, hopefully you enjoyed yourself and you hit that like button and check out all these great channels here. Please do. That's why I made this channel, to interview, talk to people in the YouTube, so get to know you all. And so hopefully, yeah, you can check them out. Everyone, I'll say good night, and we'll all talk to you.